started to come from all over. They come on bikes and horses and motorcycles. Kids your age are coming on their bikes, okay, coming to pick up clean water for their families. And we've even hired a couple of local people who run the water system, and we help to pay their salary. Now, a water system operator in Haiti makes $125 a month, okay? So we try to collect donations to help pay for this. Now, I also want to tell you about the kids. This area of Haiti that I mentioned where we have the water system that's way out in the country, it's called Grand Saline. And there are lots and lots and lots of kids there. And even though their lives are very different from yours, they're very much like you. They like to play, they like to joke around with their friends, and they really want to learn. And one thing that's kind of nice is for you to see that even though these kids, don't live here in the United States and live far away, there's probably things that you do have in common with them if you got to know them a little bit. So here's some of the children in Grand Saline. Now, I told you about how hard these conditions are in Haiti, right? After I went to Haiti the first time, I was so overwhelmed. I thought, how can we possibly help these people? What can we do? Where do we start? And so I asked them. I said, okay, when I come back, what should we do? What do you want us to do? Water, healthcare, education. And you know what they asked me for, especially these kids? They asked for computers, okay? Now, I was not expecting this because they have no electricity out there at all. And I thought, what are they going to do with computers? But part of being a service learning person is you have to talk to the people you're serving and ask them. Sometimes what my idea is not really what they would want. So I said, okay. So I brought one computer to Grand Saline. I was in the airport on my way home and I got these pictures. Within 24 hours, they started giving computer lessons to the children in this village. And it has continued from there. Even the young adults who had never seen a computer before are now learning to use a computer. So here's one of the classes. You see it's a lot of kids working with one computer, and that's the only building they have in this whole village. And that's where we had our computer school. Now you might wonder, since there's no electricity, how did we run this computer? Well, they had to use this gas generator. I don't know if you've ever heard a gas generator before. It's loud, it's smelly, and it broke all the time. People in Haiti don't speak English. They speak a language called Creole, French Creole. And the first thing I learned to read in Creole was the generator is broken again. Okay? So we wanted to try to solve that problem. And last year what we did is installed solar panels on top of that building I showed you so that they would have power. Haiti has tons of sunshine, okay? So this was a good solution. And my students did this. They had never done anything like this before. But we were very lucky to have somebody who owns a solar power company in Endicott come with us and show us how to do this. Okay? So now we have a bigger computer lab. We have 15 computers here. We have 2 other computer labs that have 20 computers and 10 computers. And there are hundreds of children who are learning to use computers now. Some of my students who are at Broome, who are from Haiti, translated our computer lessons into Creole so that the kids there could learn them. And the kids love to use the computer. They're even using it to make art. So you see, again, a kid just like you guys, okay? And here's a girl really, really enjoying the chance to use the computer. It's very popular there. Now, kids just like you at George F. Johnson Elementary School, I went and talked to their 5th grade, and they decided they wanted to help out in some way, and they started an after-school program where they made PowerPoint presentations for the kids in Haiti because they don't have a lot to look at. And they did a beautiful job. They raised some money selling hot chocolate to buy 2 digital cameras so the kids in Haiti could take pictures and make their own presentations. And they got these little USB drives that look like animals. They got 60 of them and 60 different PowerPoint presentations about all kinds of things: weather, friends, school, games, candy. But the kids in Haiti were so excited to learn something about kids their age in the U.S. So here they are when I brought the gifts from George F. Johnson, and you can see them looking at the PowerPoint presentations. This was a really fun day, and it's also helping them to learn how to use the computer. So they've started to make some presentations that I'm going to give back to the kids at Georgia. So So kind of like a digital pen pal sort of thing. We also brought some art supplies. They don't have paper and pencils and notebooks and crayons. So this summer when I went, we brought some art supplies, and boy was this a fun day. Some of these kids had never had a chance to draw with markers and crayons before. This is Mrs. Rogers, who teaches here. You might know Mrs. Rogers. She's my sister, and she went with me, and this is her showing some of the kids how to make a little puppet with popsicle sticks and construction paper while we were engaging. And you can see there's a lot of kids, and they had a lot of fun. So we always need these kind of things too, so that the kids can work on some art. Now I showed you that building, which was the only building in this village. Well, through donations we've collected, we've been able to build a little school right behind it so that the kids will have a school. And so it's 2 classrooms. It is nothing like your big beautiful school you have here, but it's pretty nice. 2 classrooms, and there's going to be 135 children going to school in those 2 classrooms. Wow. They can only go for a couple hours a day so that they all fit. But they were so excited on the first day that they could go into their new classroom. So if you look here, you can see them in the classrooms, kind of crowded. Now, I just had the pleasure of being in Mrs. Turner's classroom for a little bit. You have posters, you have books, you have a smartboard, there was a TV playing Christmas music. You had all sorts of things to work with and look at. You probably noticed that you don't see those kind of things here. And so we're going to try to help them build up their school a little bit. You know, I would love to see students even make some little books that we could bring for them to look at. Things that they could be proud of to have in their school. Now, the other thing that they don't have in this school, I know that you have it here, even though I haven't seen it. I'm sure you have a cafeteria here, right? And so usually you get lunch. Sometimes you can even get breakfast here too, right? Well, after the school was built, the teacher told me, we love the school, we love the computers, but you know what? It's pretty hard for the kids to concentrate because a lot of them don't even get anything to eat all day. Now, I want you to think about if you've ever missed lunch before. Like, I've missed lunch sometimes because I've had an appointment or, dentist appointment. Think about how you felt. Or even think about right before lunch when you're really hungry. I know what I do is I just keep thinking about food, right? It's hard to concentrate. You think about yummy things to eat. So we wanted to try to help out with that. And we sent some money, and the teacher bought this. This is beans and fish and rice and some tomato sauce. And some people in the community said, hey, we'll